Streker gets no time to celebrate Anthony because she's right back at it in the singles against Cheyenne Bubenheim.
This is going to be a beast of a matchup here, Streker versus Bubenheim. Right now, if we look in the pro division, Bubenheim, the #1, and Streker, the #3 female within the pro rankings. So very familiar with each other, both out of the state of Florida. As a matter of fact, Finley that we saw before, also out of Florida. Florida's super, super strong in the women's division. Basically all the best women in the nation coming out of Florida. So this is going to be a tough matchup, and they're very familiar with each other. Cheyenne Bubenheim, really the winningest female of all time in this game. You talk about every possible format, every possible event, nationals, worlds, opens. She continually competes not just as one of the best women in the game, but amongst the men as well.
Bubenheim had to come back on a double dip and win twice from the losers bracket earlier today to get to this championship game.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Bubenheim drop down a little bit earlier. I think she lost to a Maya Cup.
Yep.
You look at that and you go, sometimes I feel like she's just trying things out, you know, and it's like, okay, she took that loss. She's going to make it all the way back through and double dip. I wasn't worried for a moment. That's the type of game you get out of a Cheyenne Bubenheim.
Yeah, Maya Cup took her down 21-15 early on and had to come from the losers side of the bracket. Bubenheim took down Gina Ramirez twice, including 21-9 on the double dip to get here and face Rosie Streker.
Wow. Looks like Streker coming out with the same BG bags we saw in the previous game. Bubenheim throwing these new all cornhole evolutions. An interesting technology. You'll actually see the slow side has a circular patch. It's a suede patch that helps control speed. It slows the bag down. And there's different diameters of that patch. That evolution actually comes in, I believe, 5 different sizes, you know, from somewhere around like 2.5 inches up to 4.5 inches. You can kind of choose which bag you want depending on the speed conditions.
Bubenheim left one on the board, meaning 6-0 now Streker after going 4 in round 1, 2 more here in round 2.
Thank you.
Bubenheim coming in as the heavy favorite. I mean, let's just be honest here. She's going to be coming as the heavy favorite. You talk about a pro division of 256 players, men and women, 90% men. Cheyenne Bubenheim ranked 29 out of 256 pros, men and women. Interesting. We got we don't typically see level 1 blocks with a faster model bag like that. And these board speed's so important. I don't feel like this broadcast stage is playing as fast as we typically see. I feel like it's a really good, comfortable speed for everybody. In to match that 4-bagger from Streker.
Double 4-bagger for Bubenheim and Streker. Rosie Streker has not lost today. Came from the winner's side of the bracket. Took down Cameron Belvin 21-12.
Both of these ladies play a pretty, I'll call it a simple game. The game's getting more and more complicated. Typically, it's the younger generation really bringing in a whole new thought and strategy to the game with blocks and cuts and rolls and all this stuff. Both these ladies are really going to just stay up the middle. Nothing fancy. They both have ridiculously good airmails. But we're going to see them basically run bags right up the middle. With Cheyenne Bubenheim really has a good speed control on her bag. So if she does want to stop something short, she will. But it's typically right on the front of the hole.
So you're saying both prefer clear lane up the board, nothing in front of them, right?
Exactly. Streaker's on fire, another 4-bagger. Bubenheim in to match that with another double 4-bagger there.
Back-to-back rounds of double 4-baggers. And Rosie Streker has a 4-bagger in all 4 rounds so far.
I haven't looked at Keck once.
Yeah, perfect game right now from Rosie Streker, 16 in a row. Throwing a 12.0. So we talk about PPRs. If you're averaging everything in the hole, there's your 12. There's your 12.0 PPR. That evolution's gonna fall. That's as good as in. Bag 3 coming out for Streker. Sitting 9. Looked like a block attempt, so a little bit higher on Bubenheim. She's trying to mix it up a little bit. Should get a back block here from Rosie Streker. Can she lay it right behind? A little bit of room on the left. Here's a step out. Full step out here for Bubenheim. That's going to give her this angle to kind of come up and see if she can collect. Got him!
Wow, did it to perfection for Cheyenne Bubenheim. She goes 4-bagger and gets on the board, down 6-2.
Here's that bag 4 for Bubenheim. Full step out. Gets a good angle there and collects with the bully. That's a 2-point earn on a 12-10.
First non-4-bagger for Rosie Streker as well, after she had 16 straight bags in the hole.
And look at that, 16 in a row, and Bubenheim's down 4 points. So she's probably sitting there going, all right, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, wait for Streker to cool off. She's not going to throw a perfect game over 20 rounds, so I just need to wait for her to cool off a little bit. I love that bag. Better there than in. This, she's thinking, let me get 4 points out of this instead of 2. She's got Streker moving in the box a little bit. She should come through pretty hot with a push.
Tried to roll it.
She's going to take a look at the screen. There's room on an airmail, but she's going to collect here off the front. Can she get them both?
Pushes one in.
Also, better there than in. Here's what I like. I like her leaving this bag here because it's going to make it more difficult for Rosie to get these 2 bags. If that gray bag was in the hole, she'd kind of have a clearer path to just come up here and collect everything.
So what's the path now for Rosie?
Almost an airmail. I mean, an airmail or come through here really hard with the slick side and take this all and give up a 2 off of a 12-10. She's going up. Way left on her mark. That's going to be a big round for Bubenheim. Is that a 7?
Wow.
I think that's a 7 off a 10-3.
7 for Bubenheim, and all of a sudden she leads 9-6.
That's going to give lead bag to Bubenheim, maintaining that lead bag there. Again, another level 1 block. We saw how that paid off in the last round.
You think that's the path for best success for her against Rosie?
The way Rosie came out 16 in a row, I would say yes. I mean, you can sit there and go, all right, am I going to keep running bags with her and see if I can outrun her, or should I change it up a little bit? And that's the game that Cheyenne Bubenheim brings. She can run bags with you, or she can lay that deep level 1 if she needs to.
Another 4-bagger for Bubenheim. And Streker matches. Double 4-bagger keeps us at 9-6.
Quick look at the stats. Bubenheim throwing a 10.86 in the pro division, right around a 9.3, 9.4 is on average. So she's almost 1.5 points higher than the average. That's an insane rate. Let's keep an eye on that back. Sometimes you get a walk effect. Every time the bag hits the board, it kind of walks a little bit closer. That is definitely pinned, but out to the left. Bubenheim now counting a 10-10 wash. At this point, she's like, all right, that's the mistake I needed to get out of this round with a wash.
And there's the wash.
Score will remain 9-6. Cheyenne Bubenheim.
So we're seeing Rosie Streker in 2 straight, women's doubles, women's singles. Keep in mind we'll see Cheyenne Bubenheim again right after this one in the co-ed doubles with Frank Modlin.
Both ladies throwing greater than 50% 4-baggers. If you want to compete at the pro level, at the elite level, you have to be able to throw a 4-bagger at least every other round on average.
I feel like that's all we're getting from these two is 4-bagger after 4-bagger.
One time this year, it was must have been one of the nationals, maybe 3 weeks to a month ago. We had a pro, Caleb Batson, in national level play, throw 70-plus bags in a row. in national level competition.
Had you ever seen anything like that before?
Not at that level. I have seen it off of a national level broadcast, but not at that level. That was unbelievable.
What was the most you ever got?
Not that many. Way
We'll
less
keep
than
it at that, right?
Way less than that.
Wait, are we good?
Bubenheim got 2 there, takes an 11-6 lead.
I'm in the booth with you for a reason, man.
We will not let you discount yourself, former ACL pro Anthony Ion.
$11-0 run for Bubenheim, down 6-0. 11-6 here.
There is a lane here for Rosie.
She bullies herself. It's kind of setting up for a 10-10 wash. It's going to be difficult for Rosie to reach out and grab that bag off the right side. She just doesn't have, we actually have the ability to move bags right to left. We call them cuts. She doesn't have that shot in her repertoire.
So instead we get a wash.
Score remains 11.
Streker jumped out 6-0 in the first 2 rounds. Since then, Bubenheim has gone 11 consecutive, thanks in large part due to a 7-point round a few rounds ago.
There's another one of those. That's a lane side a little bit more in Rosie's lane. Handled it well. She wants to clear that out. Keep the board as clean as possible. This bag is walking here on the backside. Just kind of watch it walk in. Oh, there it goes, but kicks herself out to the left, huh?
See if she can collect. Ooh, missed it.
She tasted it. She definitely went left side of the hole to try and collect. Sometimes it's not worth chasing that deep of a left bag. I kind of think in that case, just go and give up your 2. It's a high-risk shot, you know, a 2-point return for high risk. I just don't like the risk versus reward.
Instead, she gives up 4 and 15 unanswered for Cheyenne Bubenheim.
You know, the difference in the game, I think, here is Bubenheim's ability to lay that block every once in a while. It really kind of turned the game around a little bit.
Well, the first time she laid a block was the first time Rosie Streker didn't go with a 4-bagger.
Right.
And that took until round 5.
And you just see the composure, you know, down 6. So she's totally composed. She's been here so many times. She's like, all right, let me implement plan B, go. And it just worked out really well for her.
So double 4-baggers for Bubenheim and Streker.
15-6. Cheyenne.
Still 15-6 favor of Bubenheim.
Lead bag here to Bubenheim. A little bit higher bag was another block attempt. High hole. There's that level 1, a little deep. That should be a basic push through for Rosie Streker. Normal bag, nothing crazy. The focus on Rosie, if you kind of look at her, she's just eyeballing that hole. Nothing ever, doesn't look at anything but the backside of that hole the whole time.
Chance to get 4 here for Streker. And she does it. Needed that after 15 straight from Bubenheim, and that pulls Streker back within 5.
Make it a little interesting, 15-6. It kind of felt like, Bubenheim's running away with this. Now again, that's gonna change over that lead bag. Scorer's gonna go first. Streaker's gonna get that lead bag coming out here.
And that's where Rosie Streker prefers to be, right? With the way she plays, always wants lead bag.
100%, and there you go. There's another lane side block attempt. Room up the right side, inside arm for Streker. Can she get around it?
No. Good bag.
Now here's a tough get. for Bubenheim. She's going to try and come up and grab off of that left side. Gets
And
it there.
does it. Pushes it right in. Bubenheim with the 4-bagger. She goes 2 points and up 17-10.
That third bag collect money for Bubenheim. She's on the right side, collecting off the left. So difficult to do.
And that second bag block is what set that all up, right?
Again, that block is really paying off for her. And for a player like Rosie, I do not want to try and outrun bags with Rosie Streker. I'm going to have to put something in the way.
It's a block again on the right side, right in the direction of the lane of Streker.
Might get a wedge. There it is, a little bit of a wedge. I kind of feel like Rosie goes first off the left side. Nope, it's all wedging in.
So what's the thought?
So here's my thought, and I wouldn't hate a timeout right now from Rosie, just to take a look and see if this is going to fall. She's going to stay middle. Oh, no. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a timeout there just to take a look. And what you're looking at is how wedged are those bags? What's holding them in?
That's what I would do.
Because I would have liked her to step out. She had kind of room up the right side, step out and do a hard shot up the right side, but instead she kicks out there to the left.
So you think there was enough room to push her own in without touching the other two, right?
Yes, I think so. Everything in the whole board showing 6. Bag 3 coming out here for Bubenheim. At this point, she's abandoned the block. She's like, I'm going to run this until Rosie makes one more mistake. It's just going to take one mistake to lock this in. Can she slip in the left side with these evolutions? Oh, and
Yeah,
she does.
Rosie needs this.
Has to begin.
And got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Double 4-bagger and a clutch bag for Rosie Streker to stay alive.
How about that bag 4? She had to work around Rosie's bag off the right side and slip in the left, and then Rosie comes right behind this, needs it all,
Thank you.
collects it right off the right side.
Oh, way short.
Sometimes those jack up rounds, we call it's a level 6. It's at the bottom of the board. You can fit 6 bags from the hole to the bottom of the board.
Rosie just went right off the back of the
And that's what I'm
board.
saying. So it's like golf, you know, where you have kind of that water in front of you, and you know, it's close. No worries, just hit my normal shot over. But for some reason, that water gets in your head. Everything needs to be good here for Streker. She can still come out of this giving up 1 off of a 10-9. Oh, it ends up walking
Ooh.
itself off. She could score off of this off of a 9-7. That'd be a good turnaround here. Got him.
Rosie goes 9-7 plus 2, and what could have been the end of the game has just turned into a 2-point round for Rosie Streker.
Should have pushed it.
League bag for Streker. So we talked about Bubenheim implementing the block game to turn things around. This is where you look at a Rosie Streker, she doesn't necessarily have that. If she's forced into a block game, she's typically not straight on her line. So I think she's just going to stay in her strategy. Down 7, I'm just going to keep going up the middle. I'm not going to try and block Bubenheim. If Rosie lays a back block here, we're going to get a big airmail, and she pushes through. That was a good call.
No.
Oh, +4 for Rosie Streker.
Making it interesting, Noah.
19-10 just 2 rounds ago, but +6 in the last 2 rounds for Streker as we're within 3.
Down 15-6. Now we got a 19-16 bag game. No mistakes for Streker. 1 mistake is equal to 2 points, and it's Bubenheim who makes the first mistake here in this round. Keep an eye on that. That's going to walk back for her.
And it does already.
Rosie wants to avoid this bag. She does not want to help collect, not bring Bubenheim any closer to the hole. And she does. She stays left.
Another 4-bagger for Rosie. And goes +2, 19-18.
Streker is cooking. She gave up a bunch of points. She has turned something around here. She's taken advantage of every single mistake that Bubenheim has given her.
8 points in the last 3 rounds for Rosie Streker, from down 9 to down just 1.
Streker throwing a 10.53 right now, and right in front of her, 10.58 for Bubenheim. The difference in the game, 1 bag.
I was going to say, it's almost like it's only 1 bag difference.
There's that mistake, Noah. Can Bubenheim finish this off with a 4-bagger? Rosie Streker has to throw a block. You can't just hole out and give the hole open here to Bubenheim. Does she attempt a block? And that's what we get. See if she can force that error. There it is.
Ooh.
She could come from this angle,
Push it
grab
in.
it all, and finish it off with a 10-10. There
Just
it is.
what she needed.
Good strategy from Streker. Sets the block. A little in the trouble to give the game up. Washes out with a 10.
That 4th bag for Rosie Streker, the difference between this being over and her getting to continue on with a 10-10 wash.
And then right back to running bags. She'll just use that block when she needs it, but right back to running bags. That is her strength, and she's going to stay with it.
She typically only goes to that block when she's made a mistake first.
Correct. When she needs to kind of get back into the round on a wash or down big, and you have to start something, but she hasn't implemented that yet. That almost looked like a block bag for me, a 3rd bag block from Bubenheim. A little bit higher profile.
Just got it to swirl in. So a double 4-bagger keeps us 19-18. But even when Streker was down 19-10, Anthony, she wasn't playing that block game. She just kept going, playing her normal strategy.
Staying with her strength, and that is running bags. And it'd be difficult right now for Bubenheim to try and lay a block, because laying a block is one of the most difficult shots. You're off just a little bit, and Rosie Streker's going to work around it. So let's see if Bubenheim just stays down the middle or if she tries to lay a block. We call that a replace. So she's taking over the block position. A back block here from Streker. She's just going to push through. She came through pretty hot.
That takes both in.
Third bag for Bubenheim, everything in the hole. We're board showing 9s. Streker in for a 4-bagger to sit 12.
Double 4-bagger in back-to-back rounds.
Score remains 19-18. Cheyenne Bubenheim.
How many 4-baggers do you think they last do before they kick us off? 100?
These are 2 of the best ladies in the game. We got a marathon here. Round 23. A little step out. You can see her just stepping out from the board just a little bit there, and that's enough to work the left side. Streker needs to get a piece of this coming through. Good bag.
Collects it.
Into match with another four-bagger. Another double four-bagger here.
3 straight rounds of double four-baggers for Cheyenne Bubenheim and Rosie Streker.
All right, 19-18. Here's what I'm thinking. Bubenheim can attempt a block and miss and still be in the game. I don't hate if she goes back to that block strategy just in this one time, because Streaker's on 18. She can give up 2.
On bag 1, you think?
Yep,
Or
on her
does she-
first bag. Why not attempt a first bag block? And here's where her control, if she just drops Rosie in and then takes over the block position, that's a replace. I kind of like that as well.
Instead, she pushes in.
Just don't see Rosie making a mistake, an unforced error. But Renner's showing she can hang right there with her. Here's a good opportunity to use that bag to stop you in the block position, but she just pushes through.
Four straight double baggers. Bubenheim saying, hey, I can run bags too.
These girls are fire right now. This is elite level play at its finest. Difference in the game, 1 bag.
Nobody's scored in the last 5 rounds. We had a 10 and then 4 straight double four-baggers.
Kind of looked like a block attempt to me. And she might walk the height of that up a little bit, just pulling back her speed a little bit each time to finally come up in a block position. In Rosie doing this under pressure, she's the one that can't make one mistake. Bubenheim can make a mistake. So Streaker doing this under pressure. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
It's got to be in for the win. Oh my gosh,
We're going to the left.
We're going to more rounds. Did she just hit 15 bags in a row and then miss the 16th one for the win?
Yep.
Here it is, wide open hole for the win. Out to the left.
It was 19 because it was 4 straight four-baggers and then 3 more. 19 straight bags in the hole. Wow. So we play on.
That bag is as good as in. Everything in the hole for Bubenheim. This has to be in to stay alive for Streaker. Line looks good. Oh, it hangs up on the left.
And Cheyenne Bubenheim is your singles champion on the women's side.
The best female player on the planet with another win in her back pocket, Cheyenne Bubenheim, joining the national team.
Maybe 1 round later than she wanted it to be.
That's right, a little bit. She wanted to draw it out a little bit of suspense.
That turned out to be an